ever line up under center for the New York Jets. He's the only two-time NFL Comeback Player of the Year award winner. He has the second highest completion percentage in NFL history, behind only Drew Brees. And he was a 1999 Heisman finalist at Marshall as well. Please welcome to the breakfast table. We're happy to have him, Chad Pennington.
Hey, Chad. What's up, man?
Thank you. Chad, you have taken on this incredible task down in Lexington, Kentucky, where you are starting a high school football program from basically scratch. Can you tell the audience about it and what brought you to that goal?
Absolutely. It actually started academically, just looking for a school in Lexington, Kentucky that would be great for my boys to really further their education. And I saw that football was non-existent at the school. It hasn't been there since 1976.
Wow.
And so about 2 years ago, I approached the school, talked to them about it. We started to discuss it. And they finally said, well, if we're going to do this, you've got to lead the charge. And so it's been a great experience. And I've always tried to just keep it about the kids because they was what matters. My father being a coach for 30 years in high school, I understood the importance of what football can do for a young student athlete. I grew up on a Friday night bus. And so it's been so fun to watch these kids develop and watch them be the pioneers of a football program.
What's the school and the team called?
The school is Sayre School. It was founded in 1854, and it's a small school. And so when I looked at it academically, as well as it being small, I really believe in multiple sport participation and student athletes being able to play multiple sports. And so this would give the opportunity to do that as well. So it's been a great experience.
You said your dad was a coach. You also played for some of the great NFL coaches, both now current and also who have coached. Herm Edwards, right? Doug Marrone was your coach. Todd Haley was your coach. Todd Bowles. We can go through the list. Ken Wisenhunt, Dan Quinn, and of course the late Tony Sperano. Which of those coaches do you look at and say, that was my guy, that's the one that I really leaned on in my NFL career?
Well, certainly in the professional ranks, I have two, and that would be Herm Edwards and Tony Sperano. And I think the reason is because they truly understood the people part of the game. We get caught up in the X's and O's and schemes, but it's a people industry. And those two coaches really understood the relationship part between coach and player. And I always tried to make sure as a quarterback that I understood the messages of the head coach so we could portray those to the team as well as to our fans. And I really respected those two men.
Chad, you got a lot of passion for the game. We have a lot of passion for the 90s. We love the 1990s. I'm going to pull up the 1999 Heisman finalists. Ron Dane, winner, Joe Hamilton, Georgia Tech, Michael Vick, Drew Brees, Chad Pennington.
Yes.
You were a finalist with Drew Brees. He broke the passing record this week, of course, but my favorite play of the season for Drew Brees was down around the goal line with him running the ball, not passing, but running. Let's bring up the play. Here he is against Atlanta on the road. I'm sure you saw it, Chad. He's running out. Does he slide? Does he throw it out of bounds? He's going to break off a nasty spin. Two defenders to score. Everybody was hyping him for that.
Good.
As a show, Chad, I swear, the second it happened the next day, we said, not the greatest quarterback juke we've ever seen. I think you know where I'm going. Give me Chad Pennington in 2002. Roll it for, because we want to decide who scored it better. Chad, take us through it.
So it's fourth down, and it's funny, on the NFL films, you hear the ball.
R2, L2.
That was exactly. That was coined the East Tennessee dead leg, the ugliest move in the history of NFL football, and that's probably why it worked. Almost tripped over myself, but it's funny when you listen to NFL films talk. You can hear the linebackers talk about how Pennington won't. He's not going to run this. They're going to hand it to Curtis Martin.
Yes.
So the surprise factor certainly worked there, but it was ugly.
East Tennessee dead leg.
Yes.
That's my new fantasy
I
game.
love it.
Exactly.
That's it.
I've got
Sorry,
a game
Drew
ball.
Brees. You're over.
As a
game ball
linebacker, you never lived that down in the film.
Imagine.
That guy never recovered. That guy wasn't never heard of him again.
We just saw Drew Brees there. You mentioned him, but one of your biggest wins, and he's having a great week, Drew Brees, but you got him in 2004. You out-dueled him, and you won to take the Jets over the Chargers, and you were on the same Heisman stage with him as well. Looking back at those years, competing against him, obviously there had to be some sort of camaraderie there. What sticks out to you the most about Drew Brees?
Well, consistency. When you look at his career, and we forget that he had a major shoulder surgery in 2006. And so if anybody knows about shoulder surgeries, it would be me. And so for him to be able to create the consistency that he's created after that shoulder surgery is quite remarkable. And what he's been able to do on and off the field, how he's been able to take his family, go to New Orleans, and be right there in the midst of the fan base and what they've experienced over the last 10 to 12 years it's remarkable. And he's done it the right way. He's such a great guy. And it was always fun competing against him because you knew you had to bring your A game every time.
Now, shifting gears, let's talk about the current Jets quarterback. What's been your evaluation of the rookie and how he's handled playing in this market, and also his natural progression from week to week as far as his maturation period?
Well, I think we all see his potential. And sometimes when you see potential, you get so excited. You want that potential to become reality right now. And it's just not going to, but you can see his poise. You can see his playmaking ability. He has it. And so I think as a fan base, as an organization, the Jets just need to be patient. Be patient with this guy. Enjoy the process of watching him become a professional quarterback, because he's going to be a good one if it's handled correctly. And I've always said that this league sometimes does a terrible job of developing quarterbacks. We have too much arm talent in this league not to get better production. But with this guy, if they handle it correctly and make sure that they put the resources around him, but be patient with him, he'll be just fine.
Maybe no quarterback in the league has been given a better situation from these young guys as Mahomes. He had Andy Reid, he had Alex Smith, he has a bunch of offensive gurus in that room. It's going up to New England for the first time of his career. What would be your advice, having done it so many times with both the Jets and the Dolphins? Patrick Mahomes going into Foxborough, what would you say to the young man?
Well, first of all, enjoy the experience and just try to understand that it's just another game. And I know that's a cliche, but it is for him. But for him, he has been remarkable. His arm talent. I remember coaches and evaluators talking about his arm talent at the combine, and now we're seeing that arm talent. He does things that, quite frankly, most of us can't do, and so that really gives him an X factor and an edge. But just be him and trust his playmakers. He doesn't have to do anything but trust his playmakers, because he certainly has those around him.
Jed, what's more impressive, what he's doing at 23 years old or what Tom Brady's doing at 41? How can you pick one?
Yeah, well, you have to pick 41. I'm 42. I know what that feels like.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Dude, I hear you.
So it's unbelievable, and kudos to him. And it's about consistency still to be able to do it. And what right now with Mahomes, he's 23. They don't have a lot of film on him. Well, they have 18 years of film on Tom Brady, and he's still doing it. He's still doing it week in and week out, and that's really impressive to me.
Jed, you have so much going on. You've also been chosen to be the national ambassador for a brand new college football award, the Mayo Clinic Comeback Player of the Year Award. Tell us about this and why it means so much to you.
Well, it's unique. I was able to win the Comeback Player twice, and so I understand how much energy and time it takes to come back. And when you look at the Mayo Clinic, they're in the business of creating comebacks and being part of a person's comeback, as well as investing in research too. And so this is really a unique opportunity to partner with them and COSIDA, the Sports Information Director Association with College Football, to really acknowledge these young student athletes who are making these remarkable comebacks. On the field, off the field, you have players who are overcoming an injury, as well as maybe a family illness as well. And so it's inspiring. And anytime you're going through a comeback, you need those little pick-me-up stories to kind of give you some inspiration to get through your comeback as well. And so I think it's a unique partnership, and it's going to be really exciting to watch this unfold. We'll have 30 nominees throughout the year. 3 student athletes will be finalists, be acknowledged there at the 2019 PlayStation Fiesta Bowl. So it's quite remarkable what they're doing.
It's remarkable what you're doing. I think we're all inspired by the work you're doing with these young student athletes. But as a comeback expert, we've seen a lot of comebacks this year. J.J. Watt and Aaron Rodgers and Odell. Who has impressed you the most?
Well, I always look at the ones where the comeback and the injury is basically what they do. So when you look at an Andrew Luck dealing with the shoulder, I know what that's all about. Take a look at a Dalvin Cook dealing with the knee for a running back, a J.J. Watt dealing with the back. You look at those injuries because that's their livelihood, a shoulder, a knee for running back. And so it'll be interesting to see. But I'm interested in watching Andrew Luck and Carson Wentz being a quarterback, watching them compete and come back, because people don't understand the energy and the time it takes just to get back to the field, much less trying to compete at a high level. And those two guys are competing at a high level as well.
Chad Pennington, it is awesome having you on the show.
So good.
Good luck with everything you're doing.
What's the mascot of the team in Lexington?
Spartans.
The Spartans.
Yes, I was a Spartan in high school as well. So.
Go Spartans.
Sparta.
Love that. Appreciate having you here. We've got Thursday Night Football hours away, so we're breaking that down with Bart Scott here for a full 3 hours. Reggie Bush joining us at 9.
Hey.
We got to talk Eagles. Okay. Eagles on the road. They need a win. Can they turn it around under Carson Wentz? I got an uh-oh out of this guy.
Whoopsies.
Also, hey, what do you make of the Raiders? I don't know. Neither do I.